Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Pisces, it's High Priestess week, my friends. So we're going to dip into some High Priestess energy, which is kind of, like you and Scorpio a little bit like High Priestessy. So it's kind of like doing like a Pisces week, a Scorpio week. What I'm going to do, the first part of the reading, which is kind of like the gravy on top of the meat and potatoes. This is just the gravy part. Is I'm going to get, full moon. I love it. Like your energy in the tarot, right? The moon, a full moon. Wow, that almost feels like coming to, because the full moon often, the full moon in the Moonology deck will represent the closing off of a cycle, right? And it's the completion of a cycle in the moon. So you could be completing some sort of significant cycle right now for yourself. But this deck, the Witch's Oracle, this is the one that I use because there's a few decks called the Witch's Oracle and everybody's always curious, which one is it, Cindy? It's this one. I'm going to use that one, and we're going to pull a card to start the reading, see what kind of like message I get from the card, and then at the very end of the reading, we're going to go into the book, we're going to look at the details about it, and get you the incantation that goes with that Witch's Oracle. So very powerful. It is. So what is the meat and potatoes, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. The meat and potatoes is, we're going to find out what your superpower is. So the superpower, I'm really getting most of these readings, and here we are at the end, so I can give you a pretty good analysis. It feels like it's more like cyclically. So, you could look at it and say, yeah, all of this is definitely how I see life kind of play out through me. But that might happen when we get to a part in the reading. But so, it doesn't have to be that this is right now how it is for you and it will always be. Your superpower, your kryptonite, so it's like your real true weakness here. Your nemesis, so it's the thing that shows up, over and over again throughout life. And there seems to be a pattern about this. And it shows up usually the worst timing possible when you really don't want to deal with that. But it's the thing that makes you stronger over time. So that's the one area where I think it definitely is probably something that happens in life over and over again for you. Then we're going to ask, what is your next assignment? So I'm going to ask these 4 questions. I'm going to use the Angelarium deck. What do you have here? You have Angel of Truth. Well, that's nice. Truth through the moon. I'm going to use the Heaven and Earth Tarot. And what do we have here? We have the Queen of Cups, the truth of love, intuition. And then we have the Justice card at the bottom of the teeny tiny Everyday Witch. So let's get started, Pisces. My Pisces friends, my Spices. A Witch's Oracle card for Pisces. So for beautiful Pisces. Really? Oh, what do you have here? Okay, you got the Chinese dragon in the hourglass. So this feels like some sort of really strong and dynamic energy that is dependent on like timing, divine timing, universal time frames. And now we have the Celtic heart with the hippogriff. Now the hippogriff to me is a funny little creature. I want to say it kind of has that feeling of magic with it, like unicorn, like, most people will never see one. Are they really such a thing? I don't know. But it's almost like rising again, rising out of the ashes. It also feels like to me like a bit of the energy of the phoenix, which it isn't, but there is something here about rising up again, like something within your heart. It could be something, the timing too, right? Like we can't ignore that. The Chinese dragon in the hourglass. So the fact that it says Chinese and you had a full moon card at the bottom after the pre-shuffle, you have a witch. You just have witch at the bottom. The witching hour. I'm hearing the witching hour. The full moon. What is the witching hour? That is a specific time, isn't it? And what does the witching hour refer to? The witching hour. Isn't that a kind of a point at night, or I would probably say in the very early morning? Because honestly, most of darkness and nighttime, at least where I live in the northern hemisphere, more northern hemisphere, is like in the early morning. The witching hour, that is when, like magic kind of comes out. It could be good, it could be bad. She's just got to be on your guard. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm really kind of getting, though, the fact this, I'm really being drawn to the fact this is Chinese dragon. It could just say dragon, but why doesn't it? So there's something symbolic there, and I'm connecting it to the full moon that was at the bottom of that card after the pre-shuffle. And to me, because I think of like Chinese New Year, it has something to do with the lunar cycles, does it not? I believe it does. And yeah, so that's bringing that all in to me. It's almost like in hourglass, like divine timing. This is something that is cyclical, like the universe has control of this timing, and they would, it's the cycles of the moon. Something significant for you occurs on the Chinese New Year. Whew. All right, so that's what I got. And it could have something to do with an elevation of the heart, or the witching hour of the heart, the hippogriff. So these are the two cards that we're going to look in more deeply the end of the reading. This isn't live, so you can like use your little finger to get yourself to the very end if you want to see that right now, or you can watch it all unfold very naturally. So now we're going to go into the Angelarium, and we're going to look at your superpower, your kryptonite, your nemesis, and your next assignment. Pisces. Superpower. It is like a beautiful winter wonderland here today. We haven't had much snow since after Christmas. It all melted. Everything is clinging to the trees. It looks so beautiful right now. Your superpower is submission, is allowing some sort of process to happen. I'm hearing that. Allow a process to happen. That's your superpower. Ooh, timing. The timing. So there's feeling a sense of like a rebirth, but it's in a really wickedy, witchy way here, like with the hippogriff and the dragon. It's really a fiery rebirth. The hourglass. The universe will provide this for you. So your superpower right now is in some ways, I want to say patience, allowing some sort of process to unfold with submission. Go with the flow. Your kryptonite, your weakness, is null, is emptiness. Maybe the hourglass feels like it's almost empty, like time is almost up. So what is most difficult for you, at least in this time, is something that could be removed from your life. And it's funny, right? Because you're being shown that your superpower is submission. So your superpower is just, honestly, it's allowing something to play out here. And I want to say, I'm almost hearing as well, like receiving answers, like, there's nothing there. You could be hitting a bit of a dead zone with your own intuition right now. Like it's as if the universe is saying, allow this to unfold. We are in control of this cycle. You are not. You are on the spinning globe with the moon. Like you're all part of this, the sands of the hourglass. The sands of the hourglass, the hands of time. But it's difficult. It's like there's something missing here. There could be a missing piece to a puzzle, something that you're trying to understand. You do have the Celtic heart here. It could have something that is in connection with your heart, rising up again with the hippogriff and the dragon. Your cycle is not quite here. Or there's a cycle you're trying to close off with that full moon that's not quite closed. What's your nemesis? Often the nemesis and the weakness are connected. Let's see. Oh my God. The angel of time. Ooh, and there we go with the synchronicities. Yep, there you go. The hourglass. The Chinese dragon. I don't know what to say. There's something significant for you with the full moon. If you're watching this after the Chinese New Year, I want to say whenever the next full moon is occurring for you, and then I would look at what dragons symbolize, and there's some sort of a message for you in that. Waiting. but that's your superpower, is to wait. So I want to say, if you've been trying to manifest something, getting involved in the process right now, if wheels are already in motion sort of for you for something, or there really isn't anything else that you can add, like maybe you've sent resumes out, you know, and you're getting antsy, you're getting edgy, like you want a call back, or you've done an interview, or I don't know, maybe you went on a date with somebody, a first date, and they said, had a great time, I have a crazy schedule, let me give you a call. You see, like, it's hard, right? Because you're like, oh, should I call them? I don't know. You got to do what you want to do, right? Like, I don't want to tell you guys to do or not do something, because you're the one that lives with your own consequences of your actions. I don't. I'm just reading the cards for you, but it does seem very strong that in this message, submitting to some sort of process or the hands of time is not what feels easy for you right now, but it is actually where your greatest strength is. What's your next assignment? Oh, the Angel of Night. Look into the dark void. Wow. I want to say this doesn't feel easy. This doesn't feel easy. Because the moon is not, look at that. Yeah, and the witch has the full moon behind her. So there will be time for the witching hour. There will be time for some form of magic here. And she's got the full moon. The full moon is connecting immediately with that Chinese Dragon New Year. And look at this Angel of Night and the Angel of Time. They both have a crescent moon. And it literally looks like it's in the same point in the cycle. You see how they're sitting on it here? It may not be as obvious in this card as it is behind them. I'm trying to think, when are we now? I think we're about a month away from when I'm doing this reading to the Chinese New Year. Maybe a little bit less? I don't know. That's fascinating, isn't it? Like, you're honestly getting almost like a really specific time frame. And again, I'm still feeling very specific for you about the next full moon from whenever you happen to catch this reading. The bottom is right hand empathy. What's that sound? What's that sound? Oh, I know what it is. Larry's at his food bowl and his little dingy thing, his little identification tag is dinging on the bowl. Empathy. But this feels like nurturing yourself. I want to say too, like, even just, I don't know, maybe somebody could be really busy or overwhelmed with something. Give them a little slack. With that as the underline, because you're really being asked to submit to the hands of time and just sit in the unknown. Whoo, Lordy. I'm just saying that because the whole scenario of, let's say you went on a first date with someone and it was like you both seemed to really have a good time. But at the end, the person said, you know what, the next week or two are crazy for me. I have to travel for work, or I have to do this. I'm going to give you a call as soon as I get back and let's set something up. Like, a week has gone by, a week and a half, and you're just feeling like, should I call them? You know, and I want to say too, because, you know, if you've ever been in a scenario where you don't have much going on, and I'm not saying you don't, but it's just, if you don't have much going on, but somebody else does, and you're like, why don't they call? Why didn't they call yesterday? And then you find out, like, somebody is literally barely getting enough time to put a piece of food in their mouth, get some sleep in, like their life has been really crazy and chaotic. Yeah, like, that's how that empathy is coming through. Or if you sent in a resume or you did a job interview and they're just say, you know what, we just need a little bit of time here. It looks really good. Either way, we're going to call you, but I have to say, like, you're the best prospect that I've interviewed, or, you know, you haven't heard. it's almost like submit to time. That's what you get. I'm going to pull out one tarot card to go with the Celtic heart and the hippogriff, and then 2 will go out with each one of these placements here. The hands of time, Pisces. The angel of the night, the witching hour. Oh, yeah. Funny. I feel like there's a lot of hidden messages in your reading. The way the cards are connecting. If anything, I want to say, utilize your time. If there's something that you would like to find out about, if there's something that you would like to pursue, it's not appearing, like there's just a period here of like your next assignment is like sitting, I want to say, in the unknown, the angel of night. If you find yourself awake at night, use this to visualize like your life projecting forward with that witching hour energy. I feel like the witching hour for some reason is sometime, is it around 3 a.m.? I don't know. It's always also the darkest point, the most unknown point before the sunrise. Right? And just before that person calls you, or just before you get that job interview, or just before, like it literally is, because you've waited the longest at that point. So, the Celtic heart and the hippogriff, strength. Wow. Holding it back, holding your heart back. But the hippogriff wants to take flight off the ground. I can't remember the hippogriff. I think the hippogriff, wasn't there a hippogriff in Harry Potter? And it was like a land and an air creature. A very rare magical creature. Right? Like the strength card here with the lion is almost like not to take flight yet. Don't take flight yet. Just wait. Your superpower is submission. The High Priestess. Wow, yeah. The universe has gotten the 8 of Wands. I know. I can't help but feel like... because you have High Priestess week. And I'm kind of acting a bit as one to help you to help give you a reading. But the High Priestess, it's almost like saying, yes, like submit. Because what you really want is swiftness here. But you can't make the grains of sand fall out of the hourglass faster. You can't make the moon move around the earth faster. So hold back. What is the High Priestess telling you? To hold back. That's your strength now. So I want to also say that there's some feeling here of playing the long game. If you've already been playing a long game, don't stop doing it now. If you've been playing a short game and you haven't been getting anywhere with it, the long game is your key here. Your kryptonite is the emptiness. The Ace of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands. So I feel like there could have been, like here, there is something here, like an opportunity, but not quite having it in your hand. There could be competition for this. There's strife. This card is called strife in this deck. Something that needs to be worked through, like some sort of, could be an argument, a disagreement, but it feels a bit competitive. So I don't know. Conflict, internal conflict. Some of you might even do your best work during a conflictive time. Like it might not feel like it, but you might find yourself going down avenues to solve problems that you normally would not have gone down. You know, if there's some sort of a conflict going on around you. But so again, like there's this emptiness. It's almost like you don't do anything here at this point. So it really feels like you've either done that interview, you've gone on that date, maybe you've put in an offer to buy a house or a car. I don't know. But it's just like, this is the waiting game. This is the waiting game, Pisces. Your nemesis is the angel of time. It's what makes you stronger, right? And submission is your strength, telling you to just hold off. Perfect work is the Four of Pentacles here. Wait. No, it's the Hierophant. That's the Hierophant. Perfect work is your nemesis of time. Whatever this is, it can't be rushed. So but it honestly feels like there's nothing for you to do. So you've done what you can do. The only thing that you can do right now is wait. So maybe you've put a proposal forward for something and somebody's looking it over. Like, this can't be rushed because it's like perfect, ideal work. Or is this the Four of Wands? That's so confusing. I think it's the Four of Wands. Now I see the wands here. Either way, perfect work. Celebration. But I want to also say, this is a big building with a closed door. So that's funny too, because it almost looks like somebody waiting for something to open. Like a store, a facility. For some door to open up here. And waiting for that. Is anybody on the other side of that door? Is anybody going to come around and unlock that door? What goes with the Four of Wands? Temperance. The waiting game. There you are. Time and temperance. Damn. You are very... This is like sitting... But I don't feel like that's the best way to spend your time if there's really something that you're waiting for. It reminds me of when I came out of college and I was trying to find a job. And I had so much time on my hands because that's all I was doing. But of course, I was also dealing with people that were running businesses and were really busy. I'm like, why haven't they phoned back yet? Why haven't? And I was sitting by the phone all the time because I didn't want to miss the call. I thought if I miss the call, I'm not there, they'll call someone else, right? So there could be desperation that comes in with that too. Because I remember, like, coming out of college, I felt like if I don't secure a job in a timely manner coming out of college, that's going to be the biggest question in all my interviews moving forward after this. Why did it take you so long? What's wrong with you? Right? Like, it's almost like things can start playing on your head. And then at some point, I don't remember, I think somebody said to me, Cindy, you just need to go out and do something. You got to stop sitting by the phone and wait. So I did. And do you know what? I really, honestly, because I did. And I just was like, whatever. You know, I don't know. I can't remember who talked to me. And they just said, everything will work out fine. Like, 30 years from now, this won't matter. Go to the park. Go and do something. The weather's nice. So I think I did. I went out and I did something. I was gone for a few hours. I came back and the light flashing on the answering machine. And it was the company that I was trying to get hired by. And, yeah, they wanted me to come and work for them. Like, shit. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like, as soon as you give it up, it's like that watched pot never boils. And I feel like the Angel of Night is your next assignment because it's connecting me with the witch. And it's like, do something kind of fun and magical in your own life here while you're biding your time. Angel of Night, your next assignment. Oh, there's the Hierophant. See, that's it. Just so I don't, not so confused, right? Oh, the Three of Swords. What? The Angel of Night, darkness. The Angel of Night, biding your next assignment. What is this next assignment? I need more details on this because it actually doesn't feel like it's connected to you waiting. It almost now feels like something beyond waiting. The Hangman is at the bottom. There you are. That's your card. You can do it, Pisces. Sacrifice yourself just for a minute. Just for a hot minute. Sacrifice yourself just for a hot minute. I'm going to clarify even more. I just want a second. I just want a second with your cards. are you waiting for? You're sitting here. Because the other thing I'm getting is this is so interesting, right? Like, this is filling a void. You are the void filler. And that makes sense too, because if there's an opening at a workplace and you've done the interview and you've even been told like you're the one for this job, you're filling a void. Because this emptiness now, because this card, your nemesis, is waiting for something. But it makes your position stronger. It makes you stronger. But you're looking at this here, which is emptiness. And it's like a new beginning, but there's a conflict, a competition for it. You're meant to fill a void. I'm getting that over here with your next assignment. With the Hierophant and the, well, sorrow, the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is called sorrow. The Angel of Night is your next assignment. It's like filling the void. The Angel of Night is also kind of like the High Priestess energy. And you have the High Priestess over here as your superpower. So you use, but you're submitting to it. Yeah, something's telling you to wait. And I feel like it's beyond me. It's not just me. Either something's playing out in your life and it's like, I really feel like I'm supposed to wait right now. Or somebody has full on told you, I need 2 weeks and I'll get back to you. All right, now. Of course I would, and why wouldn't I? It's such an obvious song. It's been sassy. Sassy with my guides, because now I have time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. Can you not get up a better song than that one? I think we've had that one a few times, but this, yeah, it's very apparent. No, with the greatest respect, guys. Be respectful to my guides, right? I can be sassy. They are sassy with me. Pisces. Submission. Submit to the High Priestess. The swiftness. Pull yourself back. Sit in the void. Your superpower is submission. The King of Swords. The High Priestess. Wow, the universe is working through an individual here. The Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. Oh my God, there's so much here. Jesus, Murphy. Okay. All right, this is interesting. Because I'm getting there's two kings here on the other side of this storyline. And it's like, okay, the King of Swords, he's pointing to the book with his sword, the truth. Now, what's fascinating is that the High Priestess is coming in right after that. And it's submitting to something. So there's something going on. And the King of Swords is like a professional. And this is somebody who like earned credentials, really obvious credentials. Like they've got the diploma, the certificate on the wall. They've completed some sort of educational process that dots all the I's and crosses all the T's. As opposed to like, you know, the King of Pentacles can also be a professional. But this person, that person is professional, has a lot to do with hands-on knowledge. And, you know, so when you get the King of Swords here with the High Priestess, to me, that just feels an awful lot like there is some, like, as it is above, so be it below, energy going on here. That there is, like, the universe is definitely working in conjunction with, I want to say, even laws and regulations and time frames here on Earth right now with you. The Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Star, right there, it feels like it's healing and equal give and take. So let's say you're waiting to get an answer about that job. But honestly, too, like the person that could be the one to provide you with that answer could be really like working on balancing some things in their own business. There could be a lot of things asked of them right now. There's something going on outside of you that feels very busy. It feels very busy. And it's important in terms of keeping some sort of balance or healing. You know, maybe you are going to get that job, but maybe there's people in that corporation within the walls of that place that wanted it. So there is some sort of smoothing energy out. Obviously, that's not going to be everyone's scenario, but it just feels like that. And then the Page of Wands and the King of Wands. Now, this is the kind of communication that would be understood. This is almost like a filtration system. Because the Page of Wands, so now we have like a filtration system. And the Page of Wands into the King of Wands. There's the communication you want. It gives you the direction and the movement that you're looking for. There's some sort of filtration system going on here. And I want to say, for you to receive the message of what it is that you're looking for, that you want to get, that you're hoping to receive. Your kryptonite is the emptiness, the Ace of Pentacles and the strife, the Five of Wands. The Hanged Man. Watching and waiting and tapping your fingers. Endlessly waiting. I'm hearing that. You got the Hanged Man twice. Endlessly waiting. Trying to look beyond the mundane here. Angel of Time. That's your nemesis. Perfect work. Temperance. Perfect work will be done. Perfect work is being done. Things are being alchemized here as well. There's more than just physical properties that are to be considered in some sort of process that you're involved in. Because this King of Swords and the High Priestess, it really honestly feels like there's some sort of divine energy being channeled through somebody's pen, somebody's phone. And it's causing a filtration to occur for something to be received to you in the right manner. Received by you in the right manner. Your nemesis, the Angel of Time, perfect work, and temperance. The Eight of Swords, the Ten of Wands. It's almost like keeping yourself hidden is just an excruciating burden. You just want to call this person. You just want to, I don't know. And both, it just keeps coming out like that. Whether that's a job interview, that first date, just to kind of like, I feel it. Just out of college, Cindy feels it. I feel this energy. That's what it feels like. It's really funny how the clarifiers are not really changing the story much. It's pretty specific. Your next assignment. Now, okay, now this is where I find it really, I want to look at each one of these separately. Angel of Night. Let's look at that. The Angel of Night. Your next assignment is the Six of Wands. All right. Darkness is successful. Magic. Dark magic. Don't do anything against anyone else. The Hierophants. The Seven of Pentacles. And the Page of Swords. You know how, yeah, like you are some sort of, you're a missing puzzle piece here. That's come around a little bit this week. And isn't it funny how here we are, we find it in Pisces. You're a missing puzzle piece. You've seen the solution, or you will see the solution to some sort of higher calling or greater commitment. And you produce the success. I want to say even unknown success. I do want to say, like, whether this, when you get past the point of waiting to do the second date or waiting to finally get hired and have a date to go in and start working. Once you start getting a hands-on, Pisces hands-on in whatever this future is for you that you are waiting for, it's like you have the answers here. Like, I don't know how. You're just like, because you're the missing piece to the puzzle. Like you have the knowledge, you have the know-how, you have some sort of background experience that is suddenly like absolutely perfect for this in the future, but you're waiting. And I want to say, I'm going to be quite honest, I feel like the person that you're waiting to do the second date with, or the company, or the manager that's waiting, that you're waiting for to finally give you that call that you just know. I don't even think they have any idea. You're just like, yeah, on the surface it looks really good. Yeah, I'll probably do it. I'll get around to it. It's like, but I'm going to say, like, once you show up there, because the angel of night too is like bringing clarity out of a dark period, bringing clarity out of a dark period. If this is a company, they've had a lot of difficulty finding the right person to fill this spot. But you fill it. The Three of Swords. What's going on with the sorrow here? The Nine of Swords. Oh my God, and the Ten of Swords. Oh, that's interesting. The Three of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords. All I can say with this is it's almost like there's something that needs to be faced. So here's how, and when it's faced, it's like, oh my God, like a death blow. But then you can move forward. It's almost like, let's say, how we've been like kind of reading this. It's like, let's say you're what are they called? A forensic accountant. That's where I would go with this. It's like you're a forensic accountant, or you're just an accountant, but maybe you've worked for a forensic accountant. So you have some knowledge, because I'm saying you're a puzzle piece here. And like you go in and you find the solution. You do. But the solution hurts. Like once you get in there, but it brings success. It's like you get in there and maybe this company's like, we don't understand why we keep not making money. Like, so, they hire you, you become the accountant, the bookkeeper, whatever it is, one or both, and you start doing stuff, and you're starting to see a little, like, some red flags in the accounting that was done prior to you to arriving. So you become curious, and you stay a little late some nights, and you go back, and you start looking at stuff, and the more you look at it, the more you're asking, like, additional questions to yourself, and you keep digging. And like, right, like this becomes a bit of an anxiety, or you show it and then you bring it to, you find like, it's, what I want to say is almost like you have to bring it to the attention of whoever's just hired you, that the accounting practices that the previous accountant was engaged in, they were actually funneling money out of the company, but this money was still coming up as a revenue for you, and you didn't pay taxes on it because it was hidden. And so you owe the government taxes, even though you're out of this money. And if you want to try to get it, like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. Obviously, it's not that scenario. Maybe it is for some of you. That's interesting. But it finally brings an end to something that's been just like the worst headache ever. It's really not necessarily how anybody might want to hear this or what they want to hear. But it's the end of anxiety. It's the end of like something really uncomfortable, because the Ten of Swords, but it delivers a death blow. Quite I want to say quite a big puzzle piece to something. The King of Pentacles on the bottom. I don't know where he sits in there. You got 3 kings here now. That's interesting. Oh, shit. Could be something like that, too. You could be going to work for a business, and there could be, like, 3 partners in the business, right? And one of them's doing something not right. Maybe it's the King of Swords, because he's working undercover with the High Priestess. Something strange that you're going to be going towards. If this is your company, if you're the one, because I'm just reading energy. It could always be reversed for any reason. There's something here like to learn, but it finalizes it. It's like finally. Oh, wasn't that weird? I've never had, I probably didn't get caught on camera. I went to place this down and the cards got stuck on my hand. So when I removed my hand, they landed perfectly like that, like not looking at the King of Pentacles. All right, so we won't look at the King of Pentacles. We're just gonna put them there for now. You ready for your incantations? Celtic Heart. Actually, I want to look at the Hippogriff first because I feel like it's important because it relates to the Celtic Heart. And I want to get to, yeah. Okay, the Hippogriff. Oh, there's enough light. There's lots of snow reflection. The Hippogriff is a legendary creature, supposedly the offspring of a griffin and a mare. The Hippogriff has its legs firmly on the ground, but it's clumsy until it spreads its majestic wings and soars high into the sky where it is king. It is a symbol of, maybe I do need my glasses. Oh no, where are my glasses? Oh shit. Oh man. I don't know. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. Luckily, this isn't your incantation. It's in bigger, bold writing. It is a symbol of our higher self. I'm acting like a hippogriff, very clumsy here. It's a symbol of our higher self, which rises up from being egocentric to heavenly and can rise to tremendous spiritual heights. Be careful though. The hippogriff has sharp claws and needs to be shown great respect and caution. In the few medieval legends, when the fantastic creature makes an appearance, it is because it may very well be the part of either a knight or a sorcerer. Oh, that's crazy. You're getting the witching hour too. Meaning the hippogriff. The hippogriff warns that people are not seeing you as you really are because lately you have been grounded. Your spirits are down and only your awkward, ungainly side is on display. It's time to take to the air and fly. Oh, interesting. That could even be what happens over here, right? Like you see something is revealed to you, an opportunity comes forth, and it puts all this, I want to say, because the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords, that is a very clumsy energy. Like, your head and your mind are like, and then you get a death blow. It's just interesting. So the end of some sort of very awkward period is coming up. Perhaps for your heart, like a place for you to feel like you're soaring and not struggling. The incantation. Oh yeah, the incantation is best if you say it 3 times in a row. I'm going to say it 1 time, just for sake of time. Yeah. And yeah, here we go. As long as I get it right. If I fumble, I'm going to say it until I get it right. I spread my wings and now I soar out of the doldrums with a loud roar. The higher I get, the freer I'll be. With nothing weighing me down, I'll shift back to the real me. Well, that's interesting. That is so transformative. So there's something going on with your heart right now. Well, there is an emptiness, a null, that is your weakness. So maybe there's an inspiration within your heart that's been missing. And it's like the doldrums. Your heart is in the doldrums. So let's look at the Celtic heart. And 2, you had the Strength card. It's holding something back of yourself that's really meant to soar and move forward. The Celtic heart. All right, the Celtic heart. Hearts have always been used as a symbol to refer to the spiritual, emotional, and moral core of a human being, and are most commonly used as symbols representing love, which, as we all know, takes many forms. The Celtic heart is formed from one continuous line, representing the union of souls in a visual continuity of continuing faith and love as one travels through the journey of life. The meaning As we journey through our daily lives, we sometimes take for granted or pay no attention to the love that surrounds us. This includes love on the mundane level, from family, spouses, children, and friends, to the unconditional love of a pet, to the love we receive from our loved ones across the veil, and the love the universe sends our way. Sometimes we need to stop and remind ourselves of the blessings we receive every single day in the form of the love that gives us the strength to carry on, that warms our hearts and energizes us. Place this card over your heart chakra in the center of your chest. This is the love center of our human energy system. Draw its energy into you. So here, you can do a screenshot of that too and print it, cut it out, put it on your heart. Are you ready for the heart incantation? Again, best said 3 times. The touch of a hand, the smile on a face, the twinkle of an eye, a loving embrace. These are the feelings that help make us thrive, the small acts of love which keep us alive. It's almost like a poem, that one. Yo, Pisces, that was really interesting. I gotta go do your extended. In the extended, I am going to look at what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future is pushing you forward, how this push and pull affects you, and then how you can allow all things to flow freely. Thank you so much, Pisces, for ending off the High Priestess week. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.